Hey guys, welcome to another lunchtime review. Today I'm going to try this Chef Bombay. This is the beef vindaloo with basmati rice. I think that's how you say it. 7 minutes to cook. It's hot. Serves one. Product of Canada. Looks interesting. We'll see. We'll see what it's like. We bought these at Walmart. They were $3.96. So and I'd never seen them before. So I thought that was interesting. 410 calories for the tray. And there's the other stuff for you. Sodium's pretty decent. It's lower than most. So beef cubes and a rich vindaloo sauce. Okay. So microwave, you can do it in the oven, but we don't do ovens on this channel, so we always do the microwave. Puncture film with a fork to allow it to steam, or allow steam to escape. Cook on high for 6 to 7 minutes. I'll probably do 6.5 until heated thoroughly. So you're supposed to have your meat thermometer out. Carefully remove tray, let it sit for 1 to 2 minutes, and then gently stir and serve. Stir gently, man. Can't stir roughly. You might break something. Just stir gently. Oh, it's separate. That's interesting. So I'm assuming you put the meat on the, it says remove film stuff. Yeah, I'm assuming you put the meat on the rice. I mean, that's the whole point, is you put the meat on the rice. But a pretty decent size, I mean, it's pretty thick, pretty decent size amount, lots of rice. I mean, that's a ton of rice. So I'll be right back once I get this out of the microwave. Okay, here it is out of the microwave, and I'll let it set for 1 or 2 minutes with the cover on, and then pulled the cover off, and so I literally just pulled the cover off and sit down. So the rice, I have to say, is not sticky. It's all individual rice grains, which is pretty good for, that's pretty good for a microwave, and it just looks like regular rice. The meat, it has a spicy smell, but it also has like a sweet smell to it. So that's a little weird. There are 2 big hunks of meat, this one, and there's looks like some ground pieces of like a roast beef Callaghan stuff around it. So what I want to do is I'm going to let it cool off a little bit more because it's still really hot. But I'd like to try the rice by itself without the sauce, but it's going to be hard to do. So what I'm going to have to do first, I don't know. I might actually get a napkin and wipe the fork off because I want to try the rice. I just want to see if the rice is any good just by itself, plain. I suspect it's just white rice is what it looks like, but it says something about a fragrant rice. So I want to see. I just want to see if it has any flavor. So anyway, I'm going to wipe that fork off to keep it clean and let it cool off for a bit, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to try some of the rice first. To be honest with you, I tried to cut two of the 2 big hunks of meat. I tried to like pull them apart, come apart with my fork. Could not do it. They were just too. I don't know, too tough. They were stuck together pretty good, so I could not get them to smaller pieces. So what I'll try for you is some of the smaller pieces, like the little tiny, looks like ground up parts. I'm gonna try that with the rice instead of those big hunks. I'll get a knife out and deal with the big hunks. So I just want to try some of the rice. I love the texture. It's a good firm rice. It reminds you of a long grain white rice, kind of like a rice-a-roni almost. I hate to say that but it doesn't have any flavor. I do have to say that. Very, very plain. No butter, no anything. It's very, very plain rice. So I just wanted to warn you that up front. I'm gonna try a little bit of the meat, just the meat by itself. It's a small piece, but remember this meal is supposed to be hot, so I'm wondering how hot this is gonna be. That one piece had a really good flavor to it. I'm gonna get some rice with the meat. It is spicy though. I mean, you can definitely feel it in the back of your throat. It feels like you've been eating Flamin' Hot Cheetos or something. It's very, very spicy. I bet you the rice helps cut a little bit of that, so I'm gonna eat this one with rice. It's pretty good. It's still pretty spicy though. By the time I get done eating this, I'll be sweating. That's how hot it is. So if you don't like spicy food, you probably wouldn't like this. And some people that eat hot food all the time, they're going to be going, "That's not hot. This is hot." Here's the flamethrower. This is probably not hot to some people, but for me, it's pretty hot. I mean, it's not like I can't eat it hot, but it is hot. The spices in the meat, they're good. They're hard for me to identify because I'm just not used to some of these spices. Although I was looking at the spice list for the most part. It was normal spices, onion, garlic, ginger, and then it just says spices. So I don't know what the spices are. It actually has yogurt in it mixed in with the meat sauce, so that's pretty interesting. Beef, water, onions, and crushed tomato are some of the first ingredients, so that's pretty interesting. Yeah, it just says vinegar, spices, vinegar, cilantro, fenugreek leaves, Fenugreek. Fenugreek leaves. Anyway, paprika and turmeric, which is that's another seasoning. I'm just not used to eating turmeric because turmeric's not something I was raised with or raised on or eat ever, unless I get it in a meal that I'm trying for you all. So it's a seasoning I'm not used to, and it's weird. It's got a spiciness to it, but then it's got this odd like sweet flavor that doesn't make any sense that it's there, but it's there. And I bet you anything that is the turmeric, if I had to guess. I don't know that, but that's just my guess. So it's good. I won't say it's really good. It is good. I'm disappointed that these big hunks of meat, I'm gonna have to get a knife and cut those apart because I literally could not pull them apart. The smaller pieces, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scoop them out and put them in the rice. That way I'm eating it all together. And I'll have to get a knife to cut those bigger pieces up. But that being said, it is really good. It's not something I would eat all the time just because I'm not used to these spices. If you're used to these kind of spices, you'll probably really like this because it does have a good spice to it. It's got a good flavor to it. It's not just hot to be hot. It actually has a seasoning to it. The rice is cooked perfectly. Everything about it is really good. It's just not something I'm used to. So I'm gonna give it a 4. It's not necessarily my preference, but that definitely, I mean, if you eat this kind of food all the time, you might think this is horrible. I don't know. For me, it's okay, but it's not something I would want to eat all the time. So I'm gonna give it a 4. Quality seems to be good. The spices seem to be good. I'll leave it at that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Okay, I wanted to give you a follow-up. I didn't end up getting a knife. I just ended up eating the 2 big pieces of meat just by themselves. Hold on. They weren't as tough as I thought they were going to be. What they were is, if you've ever had a roast that you haven't really cooked until it's really tender, fall off the bone, but it's before you get to that point where it's still really meshed together as roast. That's what that meat was kind of like. It wasn't like it was tough. It was just still bound together really good. So it wasn't bad. Like I said, I was expecting it to be tough, and it wasn't at all. It was actually fairly tender. It's just I couldn't pull it apart. If I had a knife and cut it, it would have been fine. But overall, I still give it a 4. I just wanted to follow up with those 2 big pieces of meat. I didn't want you to think they give me 2 big old hunks of tough, shoe leather. They didn't. It's actually pretty good. So anyway, I'll catch you next time.